Hey folks, how you doing? Have you figured out where I am? Cycling about here, there and everywhere today. That's Loch Etive there. That's the ventriloquin and the Trillican slabs. Then that's Bidian that you can see. An unusual view. Most people view it from Glen of course. To the right of Bidian, the wee pointy one, it's the Munro on the end of Loch Etive, I can't remember the name of it. And then that's Ben Starrive there, and in behind you I've got a grand view of Ben Cruachan. So I cycled down the loch side earlier today, and then I took a wee deviation up into Glen Kinglass to check out a wee bothy that I know. It's a few years since I passed that way. and there's a bit of hydro work going on, so I wanted to see what sort of condition the bothy was in, and more importantly what sort of condition the landscape and environment was round about. But I came out of Glen Kinglass back down to the loch side, and I'm going to set up my tent here. So it's a wild spot, but it's relatively tame, and the reason for that is this coronavirus business. So I'm following the advice of Mountaineering Scotland and Walkhighlands, and the information that also has been put together by the mountain rescue teams in Scotland. So I'm playing it safe. I'm taking it easy, nice, simple, safe adventure, so I'll be totally self-reliant. I won't need to call on any assistance from anyone, and I'm completely isolated here. Past the lodge house coming down the glen, but there was nobody about, and I didn't stop. I just cycled past, and the lodge is a wee bit off the track anyway. So I'm going to get my tent up, I'm going to do a wee bit of filming, and I know that some of you, many of you, won't be able to get out and about, so I'm hoping that this wee video will give you a little bit of entertainment and show you a little bit of the spring-like weather that we're going to get for the next couple of days. So come on folks, let's go get this tent up. Pulled the bike up a bit off the shore. A wee grassy bit here, I think it's high enough up. Don't know what the tides are doing tonight, but I don't think it'll be a problem. Far enough back. So I'll drop the bike here, we'll get this tent set up. Looking over your shoulders there's a big shower of rain on the other side of the loch. I don't know if it's coming over this way or not. The wind's certainly coming this way. quite hungry, folks. I'm going to cook up early. Been quite a long day. I was up and about early this morning, so time for a bit of dinner. That's the washing up done, folks. It was a bit breezy while I was having my dinner. Nice now though, but it's getting a little bit cold. It's going to be a hard frost tonight. I've got another layer up there beside my bike bag. I think it's time to layer up a wee bit, but I'm going to get a fire on in a wee while and get a brew on the go. Brought in a bag of logs and a bag of kindling. Have a wee fire tonight, wee bit company. Don't know if you've heard that, the owl in the background. In the trees, I guess. Okay, I need to make a wee fire ring just to contain the fire and just in case the wind comes. I mean, that grass and bracken, despite all the rain in the winter and the snow, it's quite dry. It wouldn't take a lot to set it on fire, so I'm going to get a wee fire ring and then we'll get this fire on the go. Probably put a wee bit more effort into that fire pit than I actually need to. I wanted to build it up at the back just in case the wind picks up as it did earlier coming off the loch, and just a wee bit worried about starting a grass fire. So safe enough now, so let's get it lit. Once I get a bit of heat in that fire, I'll search along the the coastline here. There will be a bit of driftwood here and there that I could throw on, supplement my fire a wee bit. It's a bonny night. Got the company of the owl. I wonder if he's going to be doing that all night. A wee cup of tea on the go before bedtime. We've got a wee touch more than 13 hours of daylight at this time of the year. The days are getting longer. Grand. Beautiful evening. Flat calm now. Wishing I'd brought my pack raft. I could have paddled out on the water for a wee while. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be outdoors. If you're wondering about me sitting in a pool of light, it's because I invested in a wee filming lamp. And I've got it tied onto the tripod that the camera is on, so it's a wee bit of experimentation. I'm not sure how it's all going to turn out. It's not the best water that. I've got it out of the burn just behind me there. It's quite peaty. It's been on a rolling boil for quite a long time. I'm sure it'll be fine. Rearrange this fire a wee bit. There's a rare heat in this fire. I'm going to have one more cup of tea before I climb into the sleeping bag. Morning folks, it's a cold one. I'm up and about early. It's just around 7 o'clock. I've been away collecting some driftwood. Come on, let's get this fire going. I've still got a few logs left, it'll get a heat and then I'll be able to burn a bit of driftwood, get warmed up a bit. It's pretty cold this morning. I put a few bits of wet or damp driftwood on the fire before I went to my bed last night and they've dried out. They didn't burn through, so I've still got 1 or 2 wee logs up there. I think we're good to go. It's a smoky fire I've got, but it's got some heat in it now. It's only smoking because I put quite a lot of damp wood on the top to dry out. I want to keep the fire going for a while this morning because I'm planning on hanging around here for a wee while. Chilling out, enjoy the view, cup of coffee or two. Can you see me? You got the sun in your eyes now. That's what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for the sun coming up over that ridge there to warm up the camp. Oh, that's nice. I've got the sun on my back. Heated front and back now. Very nice. Time for a second cup of coffee, folks. I went for a walk along the beach. I took my other camera with me and I took a photograph looking up the water to Glen Kinglass there. The first time I came down through Glen Kinglass, I was just a teenager. We were heading for that wee bothy that I stopped at yesterday. Can you see me? You're getting the smoke in your eyes. Might have to move that camera. So, I was saying before I had to move the camera for the smoke. The first time I hiked through Glen Kinglass, I was just a boy, I was a teenager. I was with a buddy of mine. And we were heading for that bothy that I stopped at yesterday, and well, we weren't very experienced. Our navigation skills were quite limited, and our ability to read the terrain was also quite limited, so we had a tough time of it. And the short story is we didn't actually make it to the bothy, so we hunkered down behind a boulder, and we had some bivvy gear which consisted of some plastic and old ex-army sleeping bags. So we had a fairly cold night of it. We were kept awake by the cold, but also by the drip, drip, drip of water coming down over the rock that we were hunkered down behind and landing on our gear. But we had a great time, we thoroughly enjoyed it. And I've hiked through Glen Kinglass many a time since, but that first trip is always a fond memory. And the last time I was through, apart from yesterday that is, I was with a friend of mine, and we were pretty close to completing our combined round of the Munros, Corbetts and Grahams, and we were focusing on Grahams. We had a handful of Grahams to do. So we set off from Glen Orchy and we hiked over. We started on, I can't remember the Gaelic, it's a hill. In the English it's the Hill of the Badness. It seemed appropriate for that trip. A couple of bad boys out having a bit of fun. So we camped in Glen Orchy and we got up, not as early as we should have done, and we had a fairly relaxed morning. We broke camp and then we hiked up over the Hill of the Badness, and then we bagged a few Grahams, and then we dropped down into Glen Kinglass and then up on that rocky hill that's above the bothy. And we were meeting a friend here actually at this exact spot, because there's a house on the other side of Loch Etive there that belongs to another friend of mine, and he had kindly agreed to meet us in the boat and take us across the loch so that we could carry on our hike and there's a couple of Grahams, quite remote Grahams over there. So our plan was to camp in Glen Orchy, hike these hills behind us there, get down here, cross the loch, have a night of comfort in the house, and then carry on hiking north and westwards to eventually pick up a vehicle that we had left away across there someplace. So when we were above Glen Kinglass looking across, my buddy said, how long do you think it'll take us to get across there? And I looked at my watch and I knew that we had a rendezvous here, and I said, it'll take us about an hour. It didn't take an hour. It took a couple of hours it took a while to get down into Glen Kinglass because it's pretty rocky, rough terrain. And then we crossed the track, about 2 meters wide, and then we were off the track again and away up through the rocks, and it was a sweltering hot day. We were struggling. Anyway, we got over the top, got the summit, and then we found a way down through these cliffs, a crazy route, and we stopped at the bothy, had a drink of water, and then we got down to here in about 25 or 30 minutes. We were running most of the way down with our rucksacks, so we were pretty tired when we got here. We got across to the house over there. There's no electricity in the house, although it's a bonny house. There was enough hot water for a bath for me, but my pal Chris just jumped in the loch and had a swim and a wash. So shout out Chris. A wee test to see if you're watching my videos. Hope you're doing okay. That's some tales from Glen Kinglass. So I hope you don't mind me chuntering on. There's a lot of people hunkering down at home just now for good reason, and maybe this is a wee bit entertainment for them. I'm smiling because I know that the dialogue is maybe not the most entertaining thing in the world, but anyhow, some stories from the past. People ask me often, why do you go to the hills so often and why are you always out and about? It's just full of memories. There isn't anywhere in the Scottish hill country that I can go now where it doesn't evoke memories of past expeditions and happy times. Put the kettle on again. I'm going to have a wee bit of lunch here. It's just such a glorious morning and a lovely spot. Kettle's just tucked in behind that boulder there. Got a boil on, so I think I'm going to have a wee bit of lunch. I rigged that fishing rod yesterday and the lure's not been in the water yet. And there's a fair chance it might not go in the water if I carry on like this. I'm just enjoying chilling out and having an easy morning. So folks, that's me packed up, I'm good to go. Yeah, take off a layer for cycling down the track. It's quite a long way, quite a lot of ups and downs. Although I'm following the sea, I'm not at sea level the whole way. There's quite a climb at one point, in fact. So I'm going to wrap the video up here, folks. I hope you enjoyed this one. A little bit more dialogue than normal. Hope you don't mind that. So I've just got that camera to put away. And tripod sits here on the front of the bike. The bike looks pretty heavy, but actually it's mostly bulk. It was heavy yesterday because I had a bag of logs and a bag of kindling. It's not too bad today, so I should get down the track in good time. And I'm hoping that it won't be too long before I can get out again. We'll just have to see what the circumstances are. So I hope you enjoyed this one, folks, and I do look forward to getting back to you soon. So I wish you well, take care, above all stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you again soon, folks. So Dave Outdoors Scotland saying bye for now. Bye folks.